So hi, I'm Alex. I'm really glad I can be here to just take a few minutes and share my stories with you. The last 4 years for me have been quite a ride. I ended up doing some really cool things that I never really expected to do, like signing up for the fencing team 4 years in a row, despite the commute. I'm sure some of you here are aware of what I'm talking about. And doing some academic research, which I really liked. But perhaps the most surprising thing was how much music came to mean to me, and honestly, just how much better I got on my instrument. As most of you know, I grew up in China. Back there, every kid played a piano and every other kid played a violin. But unlike here, you rarely ever see a cellist. The only reason why I ever picked up the cello was actually because my dad decided that playing an unpopular instrument would help me stand out in school applications. To some extent, it worked. I never really practiced, but I easily made principal cellist in my middle school orchestra, since the only other cellists never showed up for rehearsal. I still remember when I first came to Commonwealth and Mr. Hodgkins auditioned me for the orchestra. He asked me to play, I think, an A major scale, and then I asked him what an A major scale was. He quickly gave up on that idea and just told me to play a little, whatever I was comfortable with. About 4 measures into my solo, he stopped me and said that he had heard all he needed. After the audition, Mr. Hodgkins gave me the number of a cello tutor, Javier, in case I wanted to take private lessons. I'm still not entirely sure why I ever decided to call that number, but I'm sure my fear of public embarrassment in front of an orchestra of superior musicians was a contributing factor. Plus, if I was playing an instrument, I might as well play it well. On our second or third lesson, Javier handed me some spare tickets to a concert. A winner of some music competition was performing the Cello Concerto. I had never really actually been to a classical concert before. I've been to one in the sense that my mom dragged me to a concert hall to experience culture entertainment once I was 5, and I slept through most of it. Since I had nothing better to do that Friday evening, I called up Nathan to go together, and the concert actually blew my mind. I guess it never really hit me just how much skill and musicality went into playing something like this. I thought that if one day I could be able to play the concerto and sound like that guy, I would die really happy. And I still look back to that moment as the day when I started practicing because I wanted to. Well, fast forward a few years, here I am, preparing to play the Cello Concerto for my senior recital, June the 4th, by the way, mark your calendar. And the last few years didn't just pay off in me becoming a better musician. You know, for as small a school as we are, we have so many talented musicians. And I made friends with them, with some of you here, just playing music together. For all the many chamber music groups that we formed throughout the years, and for being able to hop into Mr. Hodgkins' office during a free and just sight read some random sheet music we printed off the internet, I'm grateful. I know that music will follow me for the rest of my life now, and it might not have been the case if not for these amazing experiences. So thank you, and thank you for listening.